Hi, Magdalena here, Wolf of Coins. Thank you so much for tuning in. In December, on the winter solstice, I pulled 12 cards, one card per month and one for the year. And also I decided then to pull one card from an oracle deck at the end of the previous month. So I would have already pulled tarot card and a little surprise oracle card, plus around, I think it was January 11th, I also decided to include a card from the Triple Goddess tarot. So this one is from Oracle of Mystical Moments, and the tarot is a steampunk tarot. So yeah, I also made myself you won't see much, but it's a simple, very simple thing, a planner, and it worked really well for January, so I will be continuing for February. Yeah, maybe I can show you a little collage that I made. This is for February. So with a candle, and this marks that around the end of February the Pisces zodiac sign will start. This is for Valentine's Day, and these are unicorns because, yeah, I mean unicorns, right? So yeah, I'm just starting with this old planner thing. I'm finding it really helpful. I watched a bunch of videos on YouTube on bullet journaling and traveler's notebooks, and I decided to do my own, like a hybrid, and it's still work in progress, but for January it worked beautifully, and it also allowed me this to look back on the month and see how much I've done. Also to contemplate the cards better somehow, because I have everything in one place, not in 1,000 journals. Since it's, it has these thingies, I don't know what's it called. Can you tell me how this type of a binder, it's a binder, ring binder, maybe it's called. Anyway, thanks to that, I thought I would be able to make a month wrap up. I always watch Lisa's from Tarot Alchemist. Hi Lisa. They are so inspiring, her wrap up, so I thought I will try and do my own, but we'll see how it goes. So I will go with the first one. And I was, during the month of January, I was taking notes here and there about how I feel the energy of the card realizing itself, like manifesting. So the first thing that happened was that January the 1st, I woke up with a sore throat. And right now I don't have a sore throat, just I need some more tea. Oh, excuse me. So even thinking about it makes my throat go funny. Anyway, and this is a little Totoro cap. I don't know if you can see it. No, now you cannot because I have tea inside. Well, maybe later. Anyway, so the first thing was very physical, because I got kind of trapped in the house for a bit. At the time I was in Poland visiting my family, and I just had to stay home because I was sick. So this was very, a very, very physical way of this card's energy manifesting. I also had to go through some medical examinations and stuff, so it was also not not a fun thing, but something I had to do. So I was, you know, I had to do it. So it's like he cannot move. I couldn't run away from this necessity. Okay. Other than that, I felt pretty, how to say it, kind of a calm and like what you call it, inertia. Like I just didn't have much energy to move forward. I was in this state of like, you know, I could sit in the at the kitchen table and look through the window at the falling snow, and I felt like, this is nice. So yeah. Then about my writing, because it's always like my creativity is a very important part of my everyday life, so I always like observe what's going on there. And but at the end of December, I finished a short story, and I thought it's a really short story this time, because sometimes I write short stories that are pretty long, but not this time. I took care to make it short, so I thought I might send it like quickly to a magazine, so I could try to publish it. But just, I don't know, something was stopping me. I couldn't decide on the title. I just felt like there is something that needs to happen still before I send it. So I just listened to my intuition, and I didn't. I will probably again like look at it after like a longer period of time, and then fix some things probably, and then send it. But yeah, this month it did not happen, and well, I think it's okay. So yeah, so this felt a little bit like that, like I'm not really, it's not like a chariot kind of energy, right? I'm not like purposefully moving forward. I'm more of staying in place, but it gives me more perspective, I think. In the guidebook, it said also that this card can mean, and when it appears, it can mean a kind of epiphany. So that first you need to be in like not moving, be still, and after some time you can come to understand some things. And this card, Keys on Trees, it has like a really similar energy to the Hangman. Did I say that it was a hangman? That, of course, you can see that, right? It's number 12, the hangman. Oh man. So this is number 49, Keys on Trees. And again, we have an elephant that is trapped, but he is reaching with his trunk to get a key. So I thought it meant, you know, looking for new solutions while being, you know, still. So I, again, as for my writing, I refreshed an old short story of mine that is a long short story, but still in the limits in which they accept short stories. And so I worked on that, and I just, you know, I was trying to find different, and I sent it to a different magazine that I plan with the short story. And so I see it as a, like, yeah, searching for like different routes, different solutions. And there were some other smaller things during the month that I could see that I am, again, like finding new ways. Also with the planner, I scheduled in some things that are good for me, but that I sometimes neglect to do. And thanks to like having this new thing, this planner in my life, I could just see how much I've done, so a good thing, and also to keep track on things that I wish to do. So yeah, and another thing about the epiphany here would be my little realization that I actually think that I am able to start, like, to commit to the project of creating the Slavic oracle. So, because for a long time I really wished I could do it, but I was afraid that I will, you know, start with it and then I will give up because I will have too much anxiety, not enough time, and if I won't be able to complete it, I will be very, you know, sad about it. It was it's a tangle of things around it, and after I painted this painting that I showed you probably in the 2 videos ago, I actually can show you, because I don't have much space, because my camera holder is not too tall, I can show you a little version of this painting if you haven't seen it. So yeah, I bought, after talking to Asia Mnonkwa, I got inspired and I bought paper, like photo paper. It's photo paper that can be used with a regular ink printer, and I printed out my picture, yay! And I keep it in my planner, and I'm also planning on using other pictures for like to put on my altar, and this way, you know, these are small. It's 10 to 15 centimeters, so in inches I think it's 4 to 6, something like that. And very useful also. If somebody would really love to have a print, you can contact me. I will see what I can do. But anyway, where I was going with it. So yeah, after painting this particular, it's my matron goddess, Lady Lela, and I don't know, she kind of, because when I paint this painting, I feel like I'm like connecting with the essence of the deity, and I try to listen to signs and messages I could receive, and I think she she kind of showed me that I can do it. We will see. Maybe I won't do it. Who knows? But if I don't try, like if I don't commit, then most probably I won't do it, right? Right? So yeah, so that was another, like, this one of new things, new solutions. And lastly, with this one, so I decided to, because from for like the oracles, I don't know if it will be the Oracle of Mystical Moments through the whole year, but I decided to pull one card from the Triple Goddess Tarot and not include the previous card in the next month pull, so I can work through 12 cards basically, so it's like half of the deck, I think, because I'm not including the chakra cards. They are like additional cards. Anyway, so I got number 12, Alchemy, and you know what, I don't treat this deck as a tarot deck. For me, it is a tarot-inspired oracle, simply. So, okay, it relates to number 20, Judgment. Here it's called Alchemy. I love the imagery. It's so awesome. I love this, like, you could call it like, well, you could call it primitive, but not in a negative way, in a good way. It's this, like, it shows you the essence of what they want to show you. So I even, yeah, what's also interesting in the guidebook about this card, the word epiphany also appears. and it also is talking about establishing a new self. So I did have some... I'm still continuing with the prompts for the Shadow Work October, and I did not plan to complete it in October. I decided, like, I give myself as much time basically as I need, because I do, for each prompt, I usually do a tarot plus oracle reading that is, you know, it gives me a lot to chew on, so I don't want to overwork myself and have enough time to to digest the information. So I did some more shadow work, and I think I learned a bit more about myself, and also this this like this epiphany with that I can say, yes, I will do my best to create the Slavic Oracle deck. It is like kind of a new me, and also me being more and more open to what the divine wants to tell me. So even though for the old me it sounds a bit silly that when I'm working on a picture of a god or a goddess, they somehow interact with me, for the new me, it's something that I'm happy about. So I think it is this, like, yeah, this renewal in a way. And I also wrote down some inspirational quotes from the guidebook on this card, and I love this one. As each individual rises to the call of a higher consciousness, the planet as a whole benefits. Think about that, huh? And yeah, I also wrote down this. This card appears when you're ready to let go of futile attempts at rational understanding and merge with divine love. So again, my attitude towards working with my pictures, it's like, you won't, I tell myself, you won't explain it all in the rational, logical way. You just need to let go, which has always been a difficult thing for me and something to work on. So, so yeah, this was my January. I put my tea on my notes, so wait a minute. So this is how I see the cards manifesting, and also the last card. Where is it? The last card also talked about connecting with Mother Earth, and I think it is an important thing for me right now. So I took care to, you know, go on walks in nature a lot, and it's very easy for me, luckily, because I live by a river, and it's just, you know, it's very close for me to go out to nature. So I was doing this, and it also led me to buying new decks, of course. So these two are new. Sacred Earth Oracle and Shamanic Healing Oracle cards, and these have this, you know, again, this primitive style. So we will see. I love the box, by the way. Look at that, it's magnet. It's a magnet. And then I'm also continuing my reading of Walkers Between the Worlds by the Matthews. So I'm progressing slowly. Right now I'm on the Magic Earth chapter, so how fitting. And yeah, I had this very interesting, I posted it yesterday on Instagram, but if you don't follow the, what's it called, it's not the regular post, it's the one that's only temporary. So Yeah, so I marked this one. It was common to find temples of the classical period and before guarded by pet snakes that were fed on milk by the priests and priestesses and encouraged to take up residence nearby. And this is, for me, it is so cool because both Slavic and Baltic people were known for their custom of keeping snakes in their houses or near their houses. They saw them as protectors of the house, and they would feed them milk. I kid you not, it's so widespread through through Europe. And because, you know, in this book we mostly read about Britain, because that's what they are like, they specialize in. But I can tell you that my great-great-grandma was one of those people who would give milk to snakes. It's this type of snakes that are not poisonous. I don't remember what they are called in English, but yeah, it's this one species that that was popular to be kept, and yeah, and her children would play with the snakes, and she would leave them like little bowls with milk, and they would drink it. So for me, it's so amazing. When I heard it from my grandma, I was so like, but I read about it in so many books about like Slavic and Baltic people, and you're telling me that this tradition was like kept for so long in my family. I was, you know, I got a bit emotional there, and then I read about it in this book. So it's, again, it's so touching in a way. So then lastly, I wanted to say that tomorrow, I'm preparing for tomorrow and Saturday, I will be celebrating Gromnica, which is a Slavic version of Imbolc holiday. And it's also like, okay, I prepared these prints of my pictures. This is goddess Giovanna, who is associated with candles, and her name, she gave her name to the plant mullein, which served for like centuries as wicks for candles. And last year I made beeswax candles with mullein wicks, and it really works, you guys. If you're interested how I did it, there's a video on my Slavic Pagan Stuff playlist. There's the Gromnica video, and I show what I did. This year I have another plan. I also will be making candles, but this time I have these silicone forms for candles, and you can make various stuff. Like I also make a little frog, and I think I will be using these. I will be using two types. One is like a fir tree, like it's I think it was made for Christmas, so you know, but I think I can use it also because her candles were always also decorated with evergreen branches of fir or and pine and others. And I have that one form, and this form I will make now, and it will serve me for the spring equinox, because I don't know if you can see it, but it has those patterns used on Polish pisanki eggs for Easter. So I will prepare it now and use it. I will use the trees now, and this I will make now, but I will use around spring equinox. And I think I will add to the I will add some like ground dried mullein to the beeswax, so they will have the mullein ingredient in them. So yeah, these are my plans. I'm very excited for the Gromnica because it's a very special Slavic holiday for me, because around this time 2 years ago I finally realized that I want to be Slavic pagan, after being lost for a good few years, really confused, and at some point it just dawned on me, and it was around this holiday that is still continued in Poland as the celebration of Mother Mary, who for some reason has wolves around her. So I think it's just, you know, a Christian overlay on the old pagan rite. So yeah, excited about it, and thank you so much for watching. This wrap-up turned out pretty long. I did not intend on that, but yeah. What can you do? So yeah, have a lovely time if you're celebrating Imbolc or other equivalents of the holiday. Have a great and blessed time. Bye. Oh yeah, and I would love to hear about your plans for this celebration. So if you're doing anything, please let me know. I will be excited to hear it. Bye!